Imagine sitting across from the cast of The Chosen, the show that has touched millions of hearts worldwide, and asking them the question everyone is secretly curious about. What do you really believe? Behind the captivating performances, the deeply moving scenes, and the devotion they pour into bringing these stories to life, lies a spectrum of personal faiths, doubts, and convictions that few fans ever get to see. Some are devout, some are questioning, and some walk a path no one would expect. And yet, every single one of them carries a unique perspective that shapes not just their performance, but how they connect with millions of viewers around the world. This isn't just about religion, it's about humanity, authenticity, and the surprising ways people of different faiths, or no faith, find meaning in a story about Jesus. So let's take a deep dive and explore the personal convictions of the Chosen cast, unfiltered, unedited, and perhaps more relatable than you think. The magic of The Chosen isn't just in the storytelling or the cinematic details, it's in the people who embody these characters. Take Jonathan Rumi, the actor portraying Jesus. You might assume that playing Jesus requires a single, devout path, but Jonathan's journey is uniquely his own. Baptized Greek Orthodox, yet now identifying as a born-again Catholic, he carries a reverence for God that shapes every word, every gesture, and every scene he participates in. He doesn't just play Jesus, he meditates on the responsibility of representing him. What's striking about Jonathan is not just his devotion, but the humility he carries alongside it. He has admitted that sometimes he struggles with feeling worthy of the role, yet he approaches each day with gratitude, thanking God for the chance to share this story. Traveling from city to city, one of his first instincts is to locate a Catholic church, grounding himself spiritually before stepping onto the set. His faith isn't a performance, it's a living, breathing part of his life, and it's this authenticity that resonates with millions of fans. Then there's Vanessa Benavente, whose portrayal of Mary, the mother of Jesus, has captivated audiences. What many don't realize is that Vanessa hasn't publicly defined herself within a specific faith tradition. Speculation has swirled, with some wondering if she might be agnostic, atheist, or simply private about her beliefs. And yet, when asked how she brings Mary's unwavering devotion and spiritual depth to life, Vanessa doesn't shy away. Instead, she shifts the focus entirely to Mary, her character, her trials, her strengths, and her faith. Vanessa's approach reveals something profound. You don't need to share someone's personal beliefs to authentically represent their journey. By immersing herself in Mary's story, she captures the essence of devotion, love, and courage in a way that transcends labels. Her performance reminds us that respect, empathy, and attention to detail can sometimes speak louder than a creed or doctrine. Shar Isaac, known for his role as Simon Peter, brings yet another layer to this tapestry. Born and raised in Israel within a Yemenite Jewish family, Shar carries a personal history steeped in tradition, yet his spiritual expression is deeply complex. Over the years, quotes attributed to him have circulated online, with some suggesting a lighthearted or even irreverent attitude toward religious narratives. But context is everything. Without verified sources, it's impossible to know exactly what was said or meant, and Shar himself has expressed care about representing faith stories authentically on set. What is clear is that he approaches Simon Peter's character with commitment, drawing from personal experiences and cultural heritage to add depth and nuance. It's a reminder that faith, culture, and art often intersect in ways that are layered and deeply personal. And then there's Noah James, who plays Simon Peter's brother. Noah's Jewish heritage isn't just a footnote, it informs how he connects to the stories of Jesus, particularly in scenes like the Sermon on the Mount. For him, faith is a bridge to authenticity. By bringing his background into the role, he adds subtle yet powerful dimensions to his performance that resonate in ways fans might not immediately notice. Beyond technique, Noah speaks about surrender and release, learning to let go of pressure and expectation during intense or emotional scenes. This sense of openness, of willingness to trust both the story and himself, mirrors the internal journey that many actors experience while exploring roles tied to spiritual or historical figures. Elizabeth Tabish, who portrays Mary Magdalene, offers yet another fascinating perspective. Her journey with faith has been nothing but linear. In her darkest moments, she admits to feeling skeptical, even disconnected from God's presence. Yet looking back, she sees the ways faith has guided her, quietly, persistently, even when she couldn't feel it. Elizabeth's openness about politics and religion adds an extra layer to her convictions. She highlights the tension many modern believers feel, how faith and political assumptions can collide. As a left-leaning Christian, she has faced moments where speaking her truth meant challenging stereotypes and expectations. For Elizabeth, portraying Mary Magdalene is both an act of art and an extension of her personal journey, a chance to explore what it means to be devoted, to be authentic, and to advocate for the marginalized. Paris Patel, who plays Matthew, adds a completely different dimension. Raised Hindu, Paris doesn't publicly disclose his current religious stance, choosing instead to focus on the meaning the role brings to his life. Portraying Matthew, especially as someone on the autism spectrum, has given him a profound sense of purpose. Through his performance, he connects with viewers who might see their own challenges reflected in his journey. For Paris, faith is less about labels and more about the experience of participating in something larger than himself, something that inspires, uplifts, and resonates across differences. His gratitude for the opportunity is palpable, and his humility underscores a central theme in The Chosen. It's not about the actor, the religion, or the fame. It's about connection, empathy, and storytelling that transcends belief. Even cast members like David Amito challenge assumptions. Known for sparking conversation with his social media posts, David has openly stated that he is not a Christian and doesn't personally believe in the devil. Yet working on The Chosen has been an enriching experience, described as beautiful, respectful, and creatively fulfilling. His perspective is a vital reminder that faith is not the only path to meaning or artistry. Respect, collaboration, and dedication to the craft can bridge worlds, beliefs, and expectations, allowing stories like The Chosen to resonate with an incredibly diverse audience. Every member of the cast brings something unique, personal, and sometimes unexpected to the table. Their convictions, doubts, and perspectives weave together into a larger tapestry that mirrors the diversity of humanity itself. And that's part of the magic, seeing devotion expressed in countless ways, whether through traditional belief, personal exploration, or pure artistic dedication. The Chosen team proves that faith is not monolithic, that belief can take many forms, and authenticity often matters more than labels. It's a story within a story, a reminder that every actor, every scene, and every line carries the weight of both personal conviction and collective inspiration. What makes the Chosen cast truly remarkable isn't just their talent. It's how they navigate the tension between their personal beliefs and the spiritual roles they embody. Take Jonathan Rumi again. Beyond gratitude and devotion, there's a vulnerability that he openly shares with fans. The weight of representing Jesus can sometimes feel overwhelming. He admits that some days he wonders if he's doing justice to the role, if he's conveying the depth, compassion, and humility that Jesus embodies. And yet, his answer isn't retreat, it's reflection. Jonathan's ability to examine himself, to constantly seek growth, both spiritually and emotionally, gives the character of Jesus an authenticity that is palpable on screen. It's rare to see that level of introspection, even among performers who are deeply religious. His faith informs his work, but it never confines it. Vanessa Benavente's approach as Mary is equally compelling. She brings a subtle power to the role, capturing Mary's quiet strength and resilience without needing to fit into any single spiritual label herself. It's her empathy, her attention to emotional truth, and her willingness to inhabit Mary's perspective fully that makes her portrayal unforgettable. Watching Vanessa perform, it becomes clear that authenticity in storytelling often matters more than strict religious alignment. For fans, this is reassuring. Faith in a character doesn't always require faith in the actor, and it opens the door for broader conversations about belief, representation, and the ways people connect to stories that are bigger than themselves. Shahar Isaac's journey as Simon Peter also offers layers of intrigue. Growing up in a Jewish household in Israel, he carries a deep understanding of cultural and historical context, which translates to his performance in ways that can't be taught. Some online discussions have questioned whether he views the stories on screen as mythology or truth, but what's evident is his dedication. Shahar takes his responsibility seriously, blending personal background with the spiritual gravity of the narrative. His approach highlights the delicate balance actors must strike, honoring the story while staying true to their own identity and beliefs. It's a subtle tension, one that makes his portrayal more layered and real. Noah James, too, demonstrates the subtle power of personal conviction. His Jewish identity doesn't just add authenticity, it actively enhances his connection to Simon Peter's world. In scenes of profound emotion or moral challenge, Noah draws on his understanding of Jewish tradition and faith to inform his performance. Yet he also speaks about surrender, releasing expectations, pressures, and preconceptions in order to fully inhabit the moment. This duality of personal grounding and willingness to let go creates a dynamic energy on screen that fans can feel, even if they don't fully grasp the spiritual or cultural subtleties behind it. Elizabeth Tabish's journey is a testament to faith under pressure. Her willingness to discuss skepticism, doubt, and the struggle to reconcile faith with modern life adds a layer of suspense and relatability. For many viewers, faith is rarely neat or tidy. It's messy, complicated, and evolving. Elizabeth embodies this truth in both her personal reflections and her work as Mary Magdalene. By acknowledging the tension between spirituality and politics, belief and identity, she invites audiences to question assumptions, to explore their own convictions, and to recognize that authenticity in faith is often more important than adherence to doctrine. Paris Patel's story adds another fascinating dimension. Raised in a Hindu household, he chooses to keep his personal spiritual beliefs private, yet the role of Matthew has given him purpose and connection. Portraying a character on the autism spectrum, he has shared how deeply rewarding it feels to inspire viewers who see parts of themselves reflected in him. This is where art and faith intersect in unexpected ways. Belief doesn't always have to be conventional to be meaningful. By embracing his role fully, Paris demonstrates that the spiritual impact of a story can transcend personal creed, touching hearts in ways labels cannot contain. David Amito's presence challenges assumptions further. Not a Christian and openly skeptical of religious tropes in some social media posts, David might seem an outsider in a faith-driven production, yet his experience on The Chosen is described as deeply respectful and creatively fulfilling. He shows that even those without traditional belief can contribute meaningfully, respecting the story while bringing their own perspective. This dynamic underscores a larger truth. The Chosen isn't about forcing a uniform belief system, it's about creating a space where diverse convictions can coexist, inspiring dialogue and empathy across differences. Ultimately, Section 2 highlights that faith isn't one size fits all, and the cast of The Chosen exemplifies this. From devout Catholics to those quietly exploring spirituality, from deeply Jewish backgrounds to actors keeping their beliefs private, the diversity of conviction enriches the storytelling. Each actor brings depth, humanity, and authenticity to their roles, showing that belief isn't a prerequisite for connection. It's an invitation to engage, reflect, and grow. What happens when deeply personal beliefs meet an intensely public platform? For the cast of The Chosen, this is a daily reality. Jonathan Rumi exemplifies this tension perfectly. He doesn't just play Jesus. He lives with the awareness that millions of viewers look to him as a spiritual guide of sorts. This awareness comes with pressure, but Jonathan turns it into a source of motivation. Gratitude and humility are his touchstones. Even the smallest acts, like praying before a scene or meditating on scripture, become rituals that anchor him. Watching him share these reflections, you sense the thrill and vulnerability of being a messenger of faith while remaining human, a delicate balance few can maintain. Vanessa Benavente's approach adds suspense to this exploration. Without a defined religious label, her portrayal of Mary feels both surprising and compelling. Viewers expect certainty from someone playing one of the most iconic figures in Christianity, yet Vanessa proves that uncertainty doesn't undermine performance, it can enhance it. By immersing herself in Mary's emotional and spiritual world, she captures a sense of devotion that feels both real and transcendent. Her openness challenges assumptions about who can tell sacred stories, reminding audiences that empathy, respect, and understanding often matter more than doctrinal alignment. Shahar Isaac navigates a different kind of tension. His Jewish background intersects with a role deeply rooted in Christian narratives, creating subtle layers of intrigue. Fans may debate quotes or question beliefs, but Shahar's dedication to the craft is undeniable. He demonstrates that portraying spiritual figures doesn't require exact alignment with their faith, it requires insight, commitment, and a willingness to honor the story authentically. This nuance adds suspense. How does someone from outside a faith tradition breathe life into characters that carry centuries of expectation? Shahar's performance shows that careful thought, personal reflection, and respect can create a portrayal that transcends labels, resonating with viewers of all beliefs. Vanessa Benavente's approach adds suspense to this exploration. Without a defined religious label, her portrayal of Mary feels both surprising and compelling. Viewers expect certainty from someone playing one of the most iconic figures in Christianity, yet Vanessa proves that uncertainty doesn't undermine performance, it can enhance it. By immersing herself in Mary's emotional and spiritual world, she captures a sense of devotion that feels both real and transcendent. Her openness challenges assumptions about who can tell sacred stories, reminding audiences that empathy, respect, and understanding often matter more than doctrinal alignment. Shahar Isaac navigates a different kind of tension. His Jewish background intersects with a role deeply rooted in Christian narrative.